Like to declare the public hearing in order. They decide to rehire you or?
Notice is hereby given by the Chair of the St. Lawrence County Board of Legislators that the Chair and the members of the Board of Legislators of the County of St. Lawrence meet at the Board of Legislators Chambers Courthouse located at 48 4th Street, Canton, New York at 5:45 p.m. on Monday, December 5th, 2022. For the purpose of conducting a public hearing regarding the adoption of the 2023 budget, followed by the December full board meeting. Further notice is hereby given that copies of the tentative budget are available at the office of the clerk of the Board of Legislators at Canton, New York, where they may be inspected or procured by any interested person during business hours. Pursuant to section 359 of county law, maximum salaries that may be payable during said fiscal year to members of the said Board of Legislators and to the chair, respectfully, are hereby specified as follows. Members of the Board of Legislators, 12,000. Vice Chair of the Board of Legislators, 14,000. Chair of the Board of Legislators, 17,000. 2023 budget summary, Exhibit A, total budget. General government support, 61,146,361. Education, 851,000. Public safety, 19,764,243. Health, 18,368,920. Transportation, 27,233,391. Economic assistance opportunity, 78,100,562. Culture and recreation, 533,213. Home and community services, 8,004,897. Employee benefits, 40,822,412. Debt service, 2,497,548. Interfund transfers, 16,854,083. Total appropriations, 274,176,630. By order of the Board of Legislators.
Is there any comment from the public? Seeing no comment, motion to close public hearing. Mr. Smithers. Kern, all in favor of closing the public hearing?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Very close.
This time I'd like to call the December 5th legislative board meeting order. Mr. Perkins is going to be attending a little later this evening. And Legislator Arkwood. No, Mr. Perkins is not going to be not going to be here this evening. He's on Zoom, is an injury. And Legislator Arkwood's going to be here a little late because of employment issues. This time we'll have a roll call.
Here.
Any rooms? Reagan,
Here.
Forsythe,
Here.
Lightfoot,
Here.
Sheridan.
Here.
Heathers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Here.
Perkins,
Here.
Akers,
Here.
Fay,
Here.
Hacker. Here. Bianco. Here. Burke,
Here.
Barquette, Terminelli. Here. Curran. Here. 14 present.
Or Legislator Perkins, excuse me, Legislator Arkwood, would you like to lead us in prayer followed by
Denisha.
Denisha? Why am I getting my name?
Thank you, sir. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to assemble here this evening in your presence. This evening, we give thanks for each loved one, friend, and colleague whom we remember this evening. For all the ways their lives touched ours, for the difficult times as well as the good times. For the times in which their lives, love, and friendship continue to be with us, but in our sadness, and with thanksgiving, we remember them. Father, we ask that you guide and protect us throughout the coming days and grant us the strength that only you can provide. When our evening's work has been completed, we ask that you guide each of us on our journeys home. For all these things, we ask your divine guidance and blessings for your Son, Jesus Christ, in whose name all things are possible. Amen.
Legislator.
United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
This time, we're going to have a memorial ceremony. St. Louis County Board of Legislators is honored to pay tribute to Alan James Reese, who served St. Lawrence County through his role as former supervisor, legislator, county administrator of this county. This memorial stands as a testament to his dedication and hard work, as his invaluable service will not be forgotten as he has faithfully contributed his time and energy to serve citizens of St. Lawrence County. And at this time, Legislator James Reagan, District 1, will introduce a resolution consideration honoring and memory of Alan James Reese.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In memoriam of a deceased member of the St. Lawrence County Board of Legislators, whereas during the past year, we lost from our ranks Alan James Reese, supervisor, legislator, county administrator. Whereas this man was recognized as a leader in his community and was chosen to serve on the Board of Supervisors representing the 3rd Ward of the city of Ogdensburg from 1970 through 1973. And when the Board of Supervisors became the Board of Legislators, he was again elected and served District 18 in the city of Ogdensburg from 1974 through 1989. And whereas in 1989, Mr. Alan Reese was appointed as the first county administrator of St. Lawrence County, holding this position until his retirement in 1996, as well as performing other duties for his fellow citizens. And he honorably and diligently discharged the trust so reposed in him, and he is now departed, leaving a record which we remember and which today we seek to commemorate. Now therefore be it resolved that we treasure the qualities of service and devotion to duty of this, our absent friend, that we rejoice in the work he accomplished and sorrow that he no longer is with us. And be it further resolved that in token of our respect to this departed associate, this resolution be included in our records as a permanent memorial to his time spent with us. So moved, Mr. Chair.
And seconded by Mr. Forsythe, Mr. Livingston, or excuse me, Mr. Lightfoot, Mr. Barth, Mr. Smithers, Mr. Manelli, Mr. Karn, Mr. Denisha, Legislator Fiacco, Haggard, Fay, and Tony, Mr. Akers, and myself. I think, did I miss anyone? Okay, seconded by the whole entire legislature. Oh, what about on the, Rick, on the Zoom? We got them all. And Jim?
Can I speak to the resolution?
Yes, you can.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So it's a real privilege for me to introduce this resolution. I grew up with a lot of the Reach family. Al Reach was one of my teachers in high school. He made a great impression on me. When I went off to college and studied government, he was one of the inspirations for my pursuing my interest in government, although it then veered into the newspaper business. And when I came back to Ogdensburg, one of my first assignments was covering this body, the St. Lawrence County Legislature. And Al was a member of this board. And he often shared with me his wisdom and helped me understand how county governments operate in New York State, and helped me understand the important role it played in serving the people of Northern New York. Al later served as the first county administrator, and he worked with my father, who was his chief financial officer. And you know, what really struck me during Al's tenure was his bipartisan nature, and how he believed that it was his duty to stand up for the people of St. Lawrence County, regardless of political party. There were many times where Al Reich took what appeared to be unpopular positions with members of his own party because he believed it was right. And it made an important point to me about how important it is for a elected official, a public official, to do what they consider is right, regardless of the consequences it might have on their political career. But Al was more than that. He was also a civic leader. He was one of the committee that helped bring the prison to Ogdensburg. He was one of the people who helped lead the charge to create the city manager form of government in Ogdensburg. A lot of people don't realize that he was a captain in the U.S. Air Force, a graduate of Catholic University, graduate of St. Mary's Academy. He returned to Ogdensburg and put his talents to work on behalf of the community that he loved so much. And it was a privilege for me growing up. I went to school with a lot of the family members I've known a lot of the family members my whole life, and each of them has shown throughout their lives that they carry the principles that he instilled in them. So thank you for the opportunity to introduce this resolution. This was a great legislator. He was a great county administrator. He was a great man. And it's a privilege for me to serve on this board and serve representing the same people in the same community that he loves so much. So thank you.
Great. Mr. Forsythe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It was Mr. Reach to me. I grew up in Lisbon, moved to Ogdenburg late in life. I didn't know him as a legislator or a supervisor. I knew him as a principal. And one of my first meetings with Mr. Reach was the day after we decided, there's about 12 or 15 of us decided we weren't going to school that day. We go up to a friend of ours camp. And I met with Mr. Reach the next morning. And, my two words that I remember, stern but fair. He understood. He knew what was going on. We were all good kids. It was just, good kids. So I've gotten to know several of the boys over the years. And being from Lisbon, being a good farm community, I know that if you plant corn, you usually get corn. These boys show entrepreneurial spirit. They're well active in their community. And as losing my dad last year as well, I can attest. Losing my father. My sympathy.
Anyone else? Mr. Fay.
Back in the 80s, some friends of mine were trying to talk me to run into politics. They told me the two people to talk to if I was going to get involved in politics were Walt Basmanesian, and Alrish and Ogdensburg. So I went over to Ogdensburg. I was summer day. I was working on a house, and I believe as a carpenter, or running the job. I'm not sure which. He came down. He talked to me for about a half an hour, and I involved trying to represent the people as well as he did for the last 45 years. Thank you. And thank Al. And I'd like to thank his daughter-in-law for being so nice to us at the cancer center this past 2 years.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Well, I served with Al Reach back in the 80s. And he wasn't one of my teachers because I went to the camp high school, but he did teach me a lot in his chambers. He was on the other side of the aisle. But boy, did I learn a lot from Al Reach. Al Reach, he was a gentleman, he was kind, and he was well-spoken. And he had the ability to articulate his words and his arguments in a way that would be quite convincing and a challenge for anyone on the opposing side. I can tell you that personal experience. And he was very well respected, not only in his community, in the school district, but right here in this chamber, he was very well respected on both sides of the aisle. And so Al Reach was a great public servant, and the Reach family should be very, very proud of Al Reach. We're going to vote on the resolution now. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried unanimous. And at this time, if the family would please stand.
And at this time, legislators will come forward to extend their condolences and present a carnation.
At this time, Rita, boy, am I good with the names.
Both start with R.
On behalf of county administration, I want to offer our collective sympathy to the Reach family for your recent loss. The years of service that Alan J. Reach dedicated to St. Lawrence County began 52 years ago in 1970, in one form or another, and continued until his retirement in 1996. Those were some very interesting times in county government. He not only transitioned from a supervisor to a legislator, and then assisted in the transition of government to carrying out the role of the first appointed county administrator. Having been appointed to 2 terms as administrator, he worked diligently to transform administration to the model that we have today. I am honored to hold the office that he held that was created in local law number 1 for the year 1990. I have dedicated my 2023 tentative budget in his memory, and I will read the passage from my budget message now. This budget is dedicated to the memory and legacy of Alan J. Reich, who passed away in October of this year. As the first appointed county administrator for St. Lawrence County, his legacy and dedication to public service will live on in those who seek to do good work for St. Lawrence County. And I'd like to share a lapel pin for his widow and for his members of his family.
This time, I'd like to call for a brief recess so that the legislators can speak with the family. So we would like to do so.
And if I say it,
Yeah, yes, go ahead.
I certainly would like to thank the Board of Legislators for taking the time to have this memorial service tonight. Thank you for all your kind words. Anybody that knew my father knew that he would have hated the attention, everything that everybody has given him tonight. So last recognition that he would have not liked that, but the family certainly appreciates it. Thank you for your kindness.
That's a high.
Have a motion to approve the agenda. Spetters, second by Mr. Kern, all in favor? Opposed, carried. Motion to approve the minutes for November 7th. Mr. Kern, Mr. Fay, and discussion. All in favor? Opposed, carried. Do you have any communications? Citizens participation, is there any citizens who'd like to address the board? Okay, just speak, go ahead. State your name, we're getting the address and get 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin Beery. I would like to call the legislators' attention to St. Lawrence County Local Law Number 1 for the year 2021. Reestablishing the St. Lawrence County multiple use recreational trail system and establishing a trail permitting process specifically to section 9, which reads in part, interconnecting public highways may be incorporated into the St. Lawrence County trail system under the following conditions. In the case of a town highway, the St. Lawrence County Highway Superintendent has received a concurring resolution or local law from the town board setting forth their consent or designation that said part of the town highway is open to ATV access and therefore can be included as a designated highway into the St. Lawrence County trail system. I ask the legislators to keep in mind that before an informed decision can be made by the Colton Town Board on opening highways to ATV access, all of the board members must be given adequate information regarding how the opening of such roads would effectively enhance the interconnectivity of the trail system. And that according to section 2-16 of the Town Law Manual published by the New York State Association of Towns, quote, the town board as a group is the executive head of the town and must function as a body. There is no true executive in town government like the mayor of a city or village. Thus, an individual board member or town supervisor may not unilaterally act on behalf of the town board, and each town board member has the same authority as any other board member, end quote. I would also like to call the legislators' attention to Chapter 10 of the Local Government Handbook, published by the New York State Department of State, Citizen Participation and Involvement. Quote, if the American system of government is to function properly, citizens must actively participate in its operations at all levels, but especially at the local level. Local officials have both a responsibility and a stake in keeping citizens fully informed about local programs and activities and giving them clear opportunities to play meaningful roles in determining local public policy and in carrying it out. The history, tradition, development, and patterns of local government in New York State are based on the belief that a responsive and responsible citizenry will maintain a vigorous, informed, and continuous participation in the processes of local government. Assuring meaningful participation by citizens in government at all levels is one of the great challenges of American democracy. All local officials have a basic duty to assure that citizens have ways to participate actively and meaningfully in local government affairs, end quote. I ask the legislators and other county officials involved in negotiations with the town of Colton on opening highways to ATV traffic to consider keeping the town executive, which is the town board as a whole, up to date on whatever plans and designs they might have for improving the interconnectivity of the trail system, in order that the board members may in turn keep Colton's citizen taxpayers well informed and participatory.
Thank you. Anyone else? On the presentation resolutions? Ms. Kern?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a resolution adopting the St. Lawrence County multi-jurisdictional all hazard mitigation plan update and move this resolution.
Seconded by Mr. Burke. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Ms. Kern?
I have a resolution modifying the 2022 emergency services budget for related overtime expense resolution.
Seconded by Mr. Smithers. Any discussion? Don't see any discussion. Roll call.
Akers,
Yes.
Fay,
Yes.
Haggard,
Yes.
Yaco.
Yes.
Burke.
Yes.
Romanelli.
Yeah.
Kern,
Yes.
Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
14 yes, one absent.
Carried. Ms. Kern?
I have a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a contract for the fiscal year 22 Operation Stone Garden Program grant from New York State Division of Homeland Security and modifying the 2022 budget for the sheriff's office and move this resolution.
Second by Mr. Denisha. Any discussion? No discussion. Roll call, please.
Fay,
Yes.
Haggard,
Yes.
Yaco.
Yes.
Burke,
Yes.
Romanelli.
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers.
Yes.
14 yes, one absent.
Resolution carries. Ms. Kern?
I have a resolution accepting a 2022 domestic terrorism prevention grant from New York Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services and modifying the 2022 budget for the sheriff's office.
Second by Mr. Denisha. Well, any discussion? No discussion. Roll call.
Haggard,
Yes.
Yaco.
Yes.
Burke,
Yes.
Romanelli,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers,
Yes.
Fay,
Yes.
14 yes, one absent.
Resolution carries. Ms. Kern?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer a resolution modifying the 2022 budget for the sheriff's office to accept a 2021 state criminal alien assistance program funding from the Bureau of Justice Department.
Second by Mr. Smithers. Any discussion? No discussion. We have a roll call.
Yaco.
Yes.
Burke,
Yes.
Romanelli,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers.
Yes.
Fay,
Yes.
Haggard,
Yes.
14 yes, one absent.
Resolution carries. Ms. Kern?
I offer this resolution modifying the 2022 budget for the sheriff's office for overtime expenses and authorizing an additional 5 part-time correction officer positions.
Seconded by Mr. Denisha and Mr. Akers. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Burke,
Yes.
Romanelli,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers.
Yes.
Fay,
Yes.
Haggard,
Yes.
Yaco.
Yes.
14 yes, one absent.
Resolution carries. Ms. Kern?
I have a resolution modifying the 2022 budget for the sheriff's office for related expenses that have exceeded the budget due to increased obligations. Move this resolution.
Seconded by Mr. Akers, Mr. Forsythe. Any discussion? Roll call. Excuse me, this.
Cardinelli,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe,
Yes.
Lightfoot.
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
yes,
Akers.
Yes.
Fay,
Yes.
Hager,
Yes.
Piako. Yes. Burke.
Yes.
Yes, one absent.
Carries. Ms. Kern.
I have a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a contract with Cornell University School of Industrial and Labor Relations Outreach Division for EPA renovation, repair, and painting program-led renovators training and education. Move that resolution.
Second by Mr. Smithers. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ms. Kern.
I have a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a contract with the preferred group for flexible benefit plan services and move this resolution.
Seconded by Mr. Burke. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ms. Kern.
I have a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a contract with Excel's Blue Cross Blue Shield for stop loss insurance for 2023. Move that resolution.
Second by Mr. Forsythe. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Ms. Kern.
I have a resolution authorizing on the Empire State Development to expedite the rollout of the Connect All initiative. Move that resolution.
Seconded by Lightfoot. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Ms. Kern.
I have a resolution urging New York State Department of Civil Service to support public employee recruitment and retention, and move this resolution.
Seconded by Mr. Forsythe. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ms. Kern.
I have a resolution supporting New York State sharing agricultural mitigation fees with counties to support county agricultural and farmland protection initiative.
Seconded by Mr. Akers. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Ms. Kern.
I have a resolution requesting revisions to the proposed Part 360 series regulations of the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation.
Seconded by Mr. Smithers. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Ms. Kern.
Harry, do you want to read something?
No, you go ahead.
I have a resolution commending the state for supporting local cybersecurity efforts and urging a long-term commitment to funding, endpoint detection and response solutions. Move that.
Seconded. Mr. Lightfoot seconds. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ms. Kern.
I have a resolution calling for study and reform of New York State civil service system to support local government employees recruitment.
Seconded by Mr. Smithers. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Ms. Kern.
I have a resolution encouraging the state legislature and governor to enact legislation to provide local discretion on pre-sentence investigations and plea deals resulting in less than 1 year imprisonment. Move that resolution.
Second by Mr. Denisha and Mr. Denisha and Mr. Lightfoot. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Ms. Kern.
I have a resolution urging New York State to provide counties with funding to administrate medication-assisted treatment programs in county correctional facilities. Move that
Second
resolution.
by Mr. Smithers, Mr. Lightfoot, and Mr. Lightfoot. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Lightfoot.
Chairman, I offer a resolution modifying the 2022 budget for weights and measures for increased fuel costs. Move for its adoption.
Second by Mr. Smithers, Ms. Kern, any discussion? No discussion, we have a roll call.
Kern,
Yeah.
Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers.
Yes.
Day,
Yes.
Haggard,
Yes.
Yakko.
Yes.
Burke, Terminelli,
Yes.
14 yes, 1 absent.
Resolution carries. Mr. Lightfoot.
Chairman, I offer a resolution modifying the 2022 budget for community services for medical malpractice insurance coverage through Allied World Surplus Lines Insurance Company. Move for its adoption.
Second by Mr. Forsythe, any discussion? No discussion, roll call.
Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers.
Yes.
Day,
Yes.
Haggard,
Yes.
Yakko. Yes. Burke,
Yes.
Terminelli.
Yes.
Kern. 14 yes, 1 absent.
Resolution carries. Mr. Lightfoot.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a contract with Hikma Pharmaceuticals USA Incorporated for the purchase of medications for the opioid treatment program and community services. Move for its adoption.
Seconded by Ms. Kern. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Lightfoot.
Stand by just a second, I lost my screen. Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign contracts for early intervention services for the Public Health Department and setting 2023 rates for early intervention services and move for its adoption.
Second by Ms. Kern and Mr. Smithers. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Lightfoot.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a contract with Dr. Danny Seacon for pharmacist services for the Public Health Department and move for its adoption.
Second by Ms. Kern. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Lightfoot.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a memorandum of agreement with Western New York Independent Living Incorporated for the provision of the Consumer-Directed Personal Assistance Program and move for its adoption.
Second by Mr. Forsythe. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Lightfoot.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution modifying the 2022 budget for social services for the purchase of conference room audio-visual equipment and furniture and move for its adoption.
Second by Ms. Kern and Mr. Smithers. Any discussion? No discussion. Roll call vote, please go.
Forsythe,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers.
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers.
Yes.
Day,
Yes.
Haggard,
Yes.
Yakko.
Yes.
Burke,
Yes.
Terminelli,
Yeah.
Kern,
Yes.
Reagan,
Yes.
14 yes, 1 absent.
Carries. Mr. Lightfoot.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution modifying the 2022 social services budget for the purchase of document scanners for use with the new legal files program. Move for its adoption.
Second by Ms. Kern. Any discussion? Roll call?
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha.
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers.
Yes.
Day,
Yes.
Hager,
Yes.
Yakko. Yes. Burke,
Yes.
Terminelli,
Yes.
Kern. Yes. Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe,
Yes.
14 yes.
Carries. Mr. Lightfoot.
Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign the 2023 annual update plan for funding with the New York State Office for the Aging, move for its adoption.
Second by Ms. Kern and Mr. Denisha, and any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Lightfoot.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution urging the governor and state legislature to gradually eliminate the county fiscal responsibility for preschool special education and summer school special education programs. Move for its adoption.
Second by Mr. Kern. And any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Lightfoot.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution urging the governor and state legislature to increase preschool special education administration rate for counties and move for its adoption.
Second by Ms. Kern, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Lightfoot.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution urging the governor and state legislature to adjust the early intervention rate structure to improve access to services for children who live in poverty and rural areas. Move for its adoption.
Seconded by Ms. Kern and Mr. Smithers. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Lightfoot.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution supporting fully funding the implementation of the 2019 elevated blood lead level mandate. Move for its adoption.
Seconded by Ms. Kern. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Mr. Lightfoot.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution calling on the New York congressional delegation to support federal legislation that exempts qualified residential treatment programs from the federal Medicaid institutions for mental disease exclusion, and for New York State to provide state-only Medicaid funding to cover any loss of federal funds until the exemption is achieved. Move for its adoption.
Seconded by Mr. Smithers and Ms. Kern. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Mr. Lightfoot.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution requesting targeted state investments in programming and policies to develop and fund 4 local services to decrease the use of emergency departments for the treatment of children and youth with complex behavioral health needs, and move for its adoption.
Seconded by Ms. Kern. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Lightfoot.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution encouraging the governor and state legislature to enact legislation to expedite the disbursement of raise the age funds to counties and community-based organizations that work with at-risk youth. Move for its adoption.
Seconded by Mr. Smithers. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a contract with Rolla Solutions, Inc. for the purchase of public safety communications equipment and software and applicable maintenance services, and authorizing a lease purchase for equipment. I move this resolution.
Seconded by Mr. Denisha and Ms. Kern. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution modifying the 2022 budget for Department of Highways to increase fuel repair and road maintenance expenses. Move this resolution.
And seconded by Mr. Smithers and Ms. Kern. Any discussion? No discussion. We have a roll call vote.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers,
Yes.
Day,
Yes.
Haggard,
Yes.
Yakko, yes, Burke.
Yes.
Terminelli,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe.
Yes.
Yes. Carried. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution approving the Bridge New York funded highway project for Lazy River Road Bridge over the Grass River. Bid number 3341-820, bid number 775379. I move this resolution.
Second by Mr. Denisha. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the issuance of a negative declaration related to the replacement of Lazy River Road Bridge. Bid number 7753.23, bid number 3341-820. I move this resolution.
Second by Mr. Denisha. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution modifying the 2022 budget for the solid waste department for overtime expenses. I move the resolution.
Second by Ms. Kern and Mr. Smithers. Any discussion? Roll call?
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers.
Yes.
Day,
Yes.
Haggard,
Yes.
Yakko, yes, Burke.
Yes.
Terminelli,
Yes.
Kern, yeah, Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe.
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
14 yes.
Resolution carried. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution for charging tax items and omitted tax paid. I move the resolution.
Seconded by Ms. Kern. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution for adopting the mortgage tax report. I move this resolution.
Seconded by Ms. Kern. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a lease agreement with Lot 21 for space located at 206 Ford Street, Ogdensburg, New York, for property tax collection. I move this resolution.
Seconded by Ms. Kern and Mr. Smithers. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution for elections, real property, and community college apportionments for the year 2023. I move this resolution.
Second by Mr. Lightfoot. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a contract with CNS Companies for environmental investigation on property owned by Lewis Hearn. I move this resolution.
Anyway. Mr. Lightfoot, any discussion? No discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution modifying the 2022 budget of St. Lawrence County self-insurance plan for increased costs of the scheduled loss of use awards. I move this resolution.
By Ms. Kern. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers.
Yes.
Day,
Yes.
Haggard,
Yes.
Yakko, yes, Burke.
Yes.
Terminelli,
Yes.
Kern, yes, Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe.
Yes.
Lightfoot.
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
14 yes, 1 absent.
Carries. Great.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution adopting the St. Lawrence County Corporate Compliance Plan. I move this resolution.
Seconded by Ms. Kern. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a contract with the State Department of Transportation for accelerated transit capital funds and modifying the 2022 budget for the planning office. I move this resolution.
Seconded by Mr. Forsythe. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried.
Rules.
Strikers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign the 2022 resource allocation plan signature page for youth development program and move the resolution.
Seconded by Mr. Lightfoot. Any discussion? No discussion, we have a roll call. Roll call.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers.
Yes.
Fay,
Yes.
Haggard. Yes. Yakko.
Yes.
Burke,
Yes.
Terminelli,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
14 yes, 1 absent.
Resolution carries. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign the 2022 resource allocation plan signature page for youth sports and educational funding. I move the resolution.
Second by Mr. Kern. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a contract with Auctions International Inc. for sale of government assets by online auction. I move the resolution.
Second by Mr. Forsythe. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the chair to sign a contract with Pace Butler Corporation for electronic device disposal and data removal. I move this resolution.
Second by Mr. Kern. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution modifying the 2022 budget of the county administrator's office for costs associated with community college tuition. I move this resolution.
Second by Mr. Kern. Any discussion? We have a roll call.
Akers,
Yes.
Fay,
Yes.
Haggard. Yes. Yakko,
Yes.
Burke,
Yes.
Terminelli,
Yes.
Kern,
Yes.
Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Denisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
14 yes, 1 absent.
Resolution carries. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution establishing a date and time for the organizational board meeting. I move this resolution.
Second by Ms. Kern. Any discussion? All in favor?
Discussion.
Oh, excuse me, go ahead. Denise.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to offer a friendly amendment to change the date from Tuesday, January 3rd, 2022 to 2023.
Is that necessary? Can we just make that correction? Yeah, we're gonna make that correction.
That was very friendly.
Okay, Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution calling on the state of New York to fully fund County Law 18B, sign council statutory pay levels. I move this resolution.
Any second on that? Ms. Kern, any discussion? I'm gonna vote on it right after. We're gonna get this one done and then we'll go back to it. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I forgot to get a vote on the establishing a date and time for the 2023 organization meeting. All in favor of that?
Aye.
Carried. Now we'll go back page 72, Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution calling on New York State to sufficiently invest in 911 funding to ensure proper maintenance of the existing systems and prepare for the next generation of 911 technologies. And move this resolution.
Second by Ms. Kern and Denisha. Any discussion? No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Go ahead, Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution designating the St. Louis County Chamber of Commerce as the St. Louis County Tourism Promotion Agent. Move this resolution.
Second by Ms. Kern. Any discussion? Oh, and Ms. Haggard? Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor? Opposed? Carried. Mr. Akers?
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the filling of vacancies. I move this resolution.
Second by Ms. Kern. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. The next one is proclaim, okay, I'm gonna ask Mr. Denise, Vice Chairman, to offer this on my behalf.
Mr. Chairman, offer a resolution proclaiming recognition of the 100th birthday of Mr. William H. Clamps.
And second by Mr. Lightfoot, and second by Ms. Kern. All in favor? No, excuse me, discussion. I just had a cup of coffee with Mr. Clamps this morning. He's doing fine. It's my next door neighbor over in Hammond, has that been for years. And I think the reason he's lived to be 100 years old is because for 30 years, as I stand on my back lawn raking in the spring, I look down this long road where he has 11 camps on the river that he rents out. And as I'm taking break after break after break, raking all day, sometimes it takes weeks. We have lots of trees in our neighborhood along the river there. I notice as I look down that Mr. Plants never takes a break. And when I, later on in the season, I'm on the riding lawnmower, I look down, Plants is never on a riding lawnmower, not in over 30 years. He's always push mowing. And that's why he's living and to be 100 years old, doing well. I think Main Street, so he's doing good. He appreciates us. I'm going to give him a copy of this. Okay, so we voted. Yes, go ahead, Ms. Senator.
I just want to point out Mr. Plant's achievement. Only 1 in 5,000 people live to be 100 years old. So happy birthday to him.
He appreciates it. Thank you. And you voted on that, right? Okay, let's vote. All in favor of this resolution?
Aye.
No opposition. We would like to hear that. Mr. Akers.
Mr. Chairman, I offer a resolution authorizing the forgiveness of interest, penalties, and certain fees on property known as the property of Ellen Smith, located at 1 Hutchins Street in the town of Norfolk.
Second by Mr. Burke and Ms. Kern. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next, we have another resolution under my name, but I'm going to have the Finance Chairman bring it to the floor.
Mr. Chairman, I proudly bring a resolution for your authorization as the adoption of the 2023.
And seconded by Mr. I think seconded by, is there anyone that's not going to second it? Seconded by everybody here, by all, including myself. Okay, so any discussion? Start out with Mr. Dave Forsythe.
I just want to thank Ruth, the department heads, everyone that helped to establish this budget. And my goal the last couple of years to reduce property taxes, you've done that. You've used fund balance wisely and still kept all our governmental services. So I applaud you. Good job. And we can stick to it. Sales tax comes in what we project.
And Mr. Akers.
So I too, with Joel and the department heads for putting forth a solid budget that for the last 8 years, we have not increased taxes. For actually 7 of those years, we decreased taxes with maintaining the services that we've had. This budget represents a 42 cents 2000 break for the taxpayers. It adequately maintains reserves, increases in some of the capital to plan for the future. And it's solid all the way through. And let's hope that the economy holds up and sales tax remains stable for us.
Mr. Reagan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I'd like to thank the department heads for their efforts throughout the year to help us hold the line on spending and helping to put together such a responsible budget. I think anytime you're able to provide some tax relief to the citizens of the county, it's a great achievement, especially right now when so many other costs that no one has any control of are rising. So thank you to the county administrator, thank you to your team, and thank you to the members of this board for their efforts throughout the year to make this happen.
Thank you. Anyone else? Ms. Haggard.
For fear of being completely redundant, congratulations, Mrs. Doyle, and particularly the people that work for us hard every day, our department heads and all 800 employees that in some way contributed to this. It is quite a task, and I really appreciate the work you put into it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, let's have a roll call vote.
Hey,
Yes.
Haggard,
Yes.
Yakko. Yes. Bert. Terminelli.
Yeah.
Curran,
Yeah.
Reagan,
Yes.
Forsythe,
Yes.
Lightfoot,
Yes.
Sheridan,
Yes.
Smithers,
Yes.
Tanisha,
Yes.
Perkins,
Yes.
Akers,
Yes.
14 yes, 1 absent.
Motion passes. Okay, so now, let's hear your report. Done a good job on the budget. Let's hear about the report.
Thank you very much. It is always my goal to have a unanimous budget. I've been successful in many of the years with budgets that I put before you and many that I supported as assistant administrator. So we will work very hard and keep you apprised of any changes that come up as we have been in quarterly reports and look to improve those each year. I am happy to share with you that last week, the tribal state compact funds were received from New York State, reporting for the fourth quarter of 2019, which was the last quarter we received. The first quarter we had not received prior to the pandemic, through the third quarter of 2021, in total receiving $2,380,770.60, of which St. Lawrence County's portion will be $1,190,385. That means the towns will each receive, Fraser and Messina, $595,192.67. So I do want to clarify, there's been speculation over the last few years that we've received these funds and that we were not sharing them. That is not the case. This is the first receipt of funds. I want to make sure that that is clear. The treasurer is seeking guidance on the breakdown by quarter, which is typically how we receive and remit, and she'll be making those remittances to the towns as soon as she has that clarification. Second item I'd like to share with you is that we've started to see some FEMA funds come back to the county. And thus far, out of $566,000 that we've been able to capture as far as expenses that we didn't have otherwise paid for by grant funds or some other revenue source, we have just received $109,000, and there's approximately $457,000 still in the works. And I want to thank my assistant administrator, Dylan Soper, who has worked very diligently throughout this process, which is very complex and very complicated to get to the point where we're starting to see some funds turned around. So I'm very grateful for that work to get those funds into the county. Tomorrow, Vacancy Review Committee is scheduled for 2:30. We do have 2 legislators attending with the staff. And next week, we will have combined meetings of operations and services
As a result of both holidays that we recognize, Christmas and New Year's Day, falling on Mondays this evening, the 26th and the 3rd, or I'm sorry, and the 2nd, will be the first business day of the year, as you just approved the organizational meeting, and the swearing in ceremony will take place. That will be financed to take place on the 19th. But next week also, as a reminder, once we conclude both committee meetings, our HR director, Johnny Dorothy, will conduct the annual trainings that are required to be provided. I do believe you've received some communication on those, and we'll keep it brief, but we'd like to take care of that at the next meeting. And then also just want to mention to you on December 14th, I'll be providing with a number of department heads the annual training for department heads. So they'll receive all the similar trainings that you do, as well as a few others, and sharing a meal and some holiday spirit. So that'll take place for department heads on the 14th. That's all I have, Mr. Chair, unless there's any questions.
Thank you. Any questions? No questions. Is there any old or new business? Ms. Hager?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Last week, when I gave my committee report, I mentioned a craft food and wine show at Maxey Hall. And I was delighted to be able to sell admission tickets for a couple hours. I wanted to point out there were over 100 vendors who do thousands and thousands of dollars worth of sales, and they're all required to pay their part of the sales tax. And so I think that the chamber should be commended for this. And it was amazing. You couldn't find a parking space for a mile. I just want to bring that to the boards, so they recognize how much hard they work for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Manelli?
I did hear rave reviews from a lot of people that attended, so congrats. I just wanted to go back up into the agenda, and I could be wrong, but resolutions 47 and 48 on page 63 and 64, we did, I think, roll call for the wrong one on the agenda. The roll call vote was not needed, but then we didn't do it for the one that it was needed for. So I'm not sure if we need to go back to that. Yeah, in the agenda, resolutions 47 and 48. So 47, we did not do roll call on, and there's appropriations and revenue changes.
Charlie just said that it wasn't my fault.
No, it's not. It's not your fault. Typo on the agenda, but I just thought I'd point over to that.
You're having something for me. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do another recall, or we'll do a recall on page 48, modifying the 2022 budget for the Department of Highways, fuel, repair, and road maintenance expenses. We'll start all over with it, and Ms. Stern makes the motion. And who seconds it?
No, is that, I don't, point of order, I don't believe that's the correct resolution. It's resolution number 47 on page 63. Authorizing the chair to sign a contract with New York State Department of Transportation.
All right, so one more time, who's back the motion? Ruth? Second by who?
No.
Make a motion.
Speak R and R again. All right, Rita, you made the motion, who made the second? Jim Reagan. Other R. And any discussion? Let's have a roll call vote.
Yes. Bianco? Yes. Burke?
Yes.
Terminelli? Yes. Kern? Yes. Reagan?
Yes.
Forsythe?
Yes.
Lightfoot?
Yes.
Sheridan?
Yes.
Smithers?
Yes.
Denisha?
Yes.
Perkins?
Yes.
Akers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
14 yes, 1
Resolution carried. Okay. That's it on the old and new business. And the mistaken resolution votes and committee reports. Do we have any of those? No committee reports, executive session, do we have any for executive?
We do for appointments.
Okay. Who wants to make a motion to executive? Mr. Kern. Second by Mr. Lightfoot. Any discussion? All in favor? Any discussion on things? All in favor of all those names? Opposed? Carried. Great.
Mr. Chairman, for appointment to the St. Lawrence County Workforce Development Board for a term to expire December 31st of the year 2025, I offer Caitlin Audrey Hagan of State Highway 37 list. Move for her appointment.
Any discussion on that appointment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, no chairs appointments. Anyone make a motion to adjourn? Mr. Kern makes a motion, second by Mr. Smithers.